All right, champions and future champions. In this video, I'm just gonna go over a concept that many people tend to neglect, but can absolutely make or break their performance for certain lifts. And that concept is exercise order. Now, as an example, I've had people come to me asking about how to improve their pull-ups. They've been working on their pull-ups 3 days a week for about 4 months, and they haven't seen much improvement. So that's usually when I ask to see their workout schedule or their training log. And I remember one training log very vividly, and on it, they always performed deadlifts first, then squats, then pull-ups. Now the answer is incredibly obvious to me, but it might not be that obvious to someone new to lifting. So there are rules about doing exercises that require more neurological demand, and it's almost always a good idea to put those exercises first in your workout schedule. Deadlifts and squats are two of the most neurologically demanding exercises that you can even do. So putting them first is a smart idea if, and a big if here, if your primary goal is to be better at deadlifts and squats. In this case, with the order being deadlifts, squats, and pull-ups, you're going to be able to give your all. You're going to go all out for deadlifts, a little bit less for squats, and then barely anything for pull-ups. So you'd have to switch the order of exercises, even if it's just once a week, so that pull-ups are then first. The first exercises you do on your training days should be the ones that will bring you closest to your goal, whatever your goal may be. If you have an exercise that's lagging, bring it to the beginning of your workout so that you can produce the energy necessary in order to see better results. And I always had a hard time with my pull-ups in high school and even in my first few years of college. And I remember when I would attempt them, it would always be at the end of my session. I would have deadlifts, single leg squats, handstand push-ups, then pull-ups. And I mean, the performance on my deadlifts would always skyrocket, while my performance for pull-ups was terrible. And it was always very demoralizing to the point where I actually just stopped doing pull-ups entirely because I didn't like ending my workouts on such a bad note. It was incredibly annoying. So one day, after learning a few more training principles, I decided to reverse the order and start with pull-ups, and that's just when it clicked. That's when pull-ups started to get much better, and as you know, pull-ups and chin-ups are now my best movement, to the point where I'm doing one-arm chin-ups and one-arm pull-ups with relative ease. Super simple change to the routine, but it was incredibly effective in getting rid of those imbalances and really gaining on the exercise that I wanted to gain on. So that's it for this one. Exercise order matters. The first exercise should be the most important. It should almost always be a big compound movement for the activation and overload of multiple muscle groups, usually starting with the largest muscles. And don't get demoralized if your performance for the last exercise in your routine isn't exceptional. Just switch up the order, and I'll see you in the next one.